Hello everyone. Today we would be covering three parts of the computer fundamental question and answers. So let's just get started with the storage unit. As you know that components that provide internal storage to the CPU uh, control processing unit, like that is registers, program counters, controllers, and that is known as internal chips. So the right answer is A. Registers are the components that provide internal storage to the CPU. Like registers are the fast storage memory, you might have heard about it. They are responsible for storing intermediate computational results in the CPU. The registers can be user accessible or inaccessible. Second question, we have saving data, like instructions to make them readily available is the job of A, storage unit. Like storage unit is responsible for storing the data. That's correct. It makes instructions readily available for additional or initial processing whenever required. Like we know the cache is a software component, don't forget it, that stores data to serve the data request in future. It can obtain the result of some earlier computations. Okay, third question we have the two basic types of memory. Two basic types of memory. It's B. There are two memories in computer system, like the primary memory and the secondary memory. The primary memory can directly be accessed by CPU, whereas secondary memory cannot be directly accessed. Right? Okay, we have another question. Which of the following is old running program instructions? Primary storage, virtual, internal, and minor. And we have the answer is A. It means the primary storage is the only memory that holds running program. The primary storage is responsible for holding the data, intermediate results, and results of ongoing processes or jobs. Virtual storage is the main storage required for saving a large amount of data for the future reference. So the other options are invalid. We have got another question. Which of the following is non-volatile storage? Definitely it is secondary, because here we have already talked about that. Look, the primary storage is secondary memory, whereas secondary memory cannot be directly accessed. So it means that it is non-volatile storage, like secondary. Explanation: the secondary storage is non-volatile storage until because the data is not lost when the power supply is dispatched. Primary storage is the volatile memory. We have got another question. Which of the following is used main memory? Definitely it is B. It is DRM. DRM stands for dynamic random access memory. It is denser than SDR, static. Therefore, it is used in the main memory, and they are a form of semiconductors of the RAM. We've got another question. Which of the following are the types of ROMs? B. PROM and EROM. Like how? There are two types of read-only memories. PROM, programmable read-only memory, and E-programmable, means erasable programmable memory. When only a small number of ROMs with a particular memory content is needed, PROM is used in the form of EROM, like erasable programmable read-only memory. All the contents of the storage cells must be erased before right options. RAID, it's very interesting. RAID stands for redundant array of independent disks. Like we have got the answer. RAID is a multiple disk database design which is viewed as a single local disk, and the operating system Data are distributed along the physical drive of the array. It guarantees the recovery of data in case of data failure. So it means the redundant array of independent clause is a multiple disk database. Basically, it is designed which is viewed as a single logical disk by the operating data system. Data are distributed across the physical drives of the arrow. It guarantees the recovery of the case. Non-erasable disk that stores digitalized audio information is known as the CD, right? It is non-erasable disk stores as digital information. Like we know that CD, compact disc, stores digital audio information. The standard system uses 12 centimeter discs that can read only 60 minutes of uninterruptible playing game. Like we have another question, the first practical of random access memory was done by Williams Tube. How he did it? The first practical form of RAM was Williams Tube. In 1947, it stored data as electrically charged spots on the face of cathode ray tube. So I guess it's done for today. Okay, we have got another portion, that is arithmetic logic unit, ALU, that is known as the art of the processor which perform many operations, that is known as the arithmetic logic unit. Like we know, arithmetic logic unit can perform all the basic operation of the computer system. It performs all the arithmetic like plus, multiply, divide, etc., as well as the logical operations like we have AND, OR, NOT, and etc. ALU is the place where the actual instructions take place during the processing operation. That is true, because the ALU is the place where the actual executions of instructions take place during processing the operation. ALU is combinational electronic circuit which basically performs all the logical or the bitwise operations. Therefore, it is a place where execution instructions take place. Okay, which of the following is not a bitwise operator? That is C, that's called dot. Explanation. All except the dot operator bitwise. Like we have this, that is a bitwise OR, like we have XOR and shift left. The sign magnitude representation -1 is D, that is known as 1001. The leftmost bit, like most significant bit of the sign magnitude represents equals to the positive and negative. If the MSB, like we have the MSB is first, the negative system of the 0, and here is the positive equals to 001. IEEE stands for, very interesting, IEEE stands for, that is the D, Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineers. It's a professional field for electrical engineering. IEEE has given certain standards of its own, followed by field of computer science and electrical engineering. Okay, we have got some other questions. ALU gives the output of operation, and output is stored in B, registers. Whenever ALU gives the output to the operations, and the output is stored in the register. Like any output generated, ALU stored in the registers. The registers are the temporary memory locations within the process that are connected signal path to the CPU. Okay, we have got another question. The process of division. The process of division, memory spaces are called. That is known as the B, segmentation. Whenever a process of division on memory spaces, then that is known as the segmentation. Like how the memory space is divided into the segments, right? The memory space is divided into the segments of dynamic size. The programmer is aware of the segments that can reallocate the segments accordingly. Like we have a number of bits in ALU it's a very important question, that is C. In the arithmetic logic unit, we have 16 bit, right? Arithmetic logic unit consists of 16 bits that can perform arithmetic and bitwise operations like add, subtract, in, or increment, omit, and shift. Which flag indicates the number